we are going to be calling upon the governor to create a task force on childcare to look at all of the various aspects of childcare, from the budget to the economy to workforce development to keeping women and families in the workforce. With that task force, we're hoping to have input into who serves on that task force. And you're going to hear right now from some women who have been leading the way on this issue all of their lives.
Thank you, Donna. Good morning, everybody. I'm very proud to be here. I'm a newly elected Assembly member, and one of the very first things that I did after becoming elected was to join the Women's Legislative Caucus. I think it's important that although I am one of only 3 Republican women in the Assembly, that we join together as women and recognize common issues that we have. And I think probably one of the very number one issues that we do share as working women is the fragility of childcare arrangements, trying to make sure that we have adequate childcare for our children, because as has been said, it is an economic issue. It's an issue that speaks to the health of our communities. So it's a privilege to be here this morning to just speak briefly with you today. Time and time again, the Legislative Women's Caucus has proven itself to be a champion for some of the state's most vulnerable citizens, and I can't overstate how encouraged I am to see so many of our most devoted community partners united behind such a worthy cause today. We share a common goal, which is ensuring our government is meeting the needs of New York's children and families. Over the course of my 25-year legal career, I've made these needs one of my top priorities, serving as a family court attorney and an advocate for our children at the county level. As a legislator, I've brought the same commitment to my work here in Albany, and as has been mentioned, I serve currently as the ranking minority member on the Children and Families Committee. I support the creation of a task force to look more closely at issues surrounding the availability and adequacy of childcare in our state. This year's budget, as has been said, drastically cut funding for both the state's foster care block grant and child care subsidies for families living below the poverty line, flying in the face of the governor's promises to provide child care resources to our families who need it most. This failure to address the needs of our citizens is unacceptable. Worrisome still is the fact that those who these cuts will hurt the most are the ones who have had the most difficult time making their voices heard, our children and our working families. So today I join my legislative colleagues to commit to our state's children and families to show that the failures in this year's budget towards child care and family services will not be tolerated. And we need to come together and address these needs by forming the Child Care Task Force to monitor these issues and ensure that our hardworking families have access to the government resources that they deserve. And together we can serve as the voice for the voiceless, and together we can make certain that support is provided for those who need it most. Thank you.